Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit with another episode of What Are We Eating? Today, we're trying Hungryman's 15.25 ounce Smokin' Backyard Barbecue meal, which consists of a grilled chicken patty and pork patty and barbecue sauce with mashed potatoes, corn, and a brownie, all of which only cost $3.74. If you remember, 7 years ago, back in 2017, I reviewed this same meal. And let's just say the review wasn't very good. Here's a little snippet from that review. And let's just say I've since been medicated.
So I picked up the Hungryman Smokin' Backyard Barbecue TV dinner. It consists of a grilled glazed chicken patty and rib-shaped pork patty. Stop right there. Why in the is it so hard to give us a piece of meat without it being a patty of mystery carcass? They give you real pieces of chicken in the fried chicken dinners, so why can't they do it in this? Make the meal cost $1 or $2 more for crying out loud. When's the last time you went to a backyard barbecue and got a chicken or pork shaped patty that's supposed to resemble a piece of meat?
Well, that certainly was not my proudest moment, but I was joking about being medicated. The Hungryman Smokin' Backyard Barbecue Dinner got 3.3 stars out of 5. The most helpful positive review gave it 4 stars out of 5 and said it's a cool idea for a TV dinner. The most helpful negative review gave it 1 star out of 5 and said it was disgusting. The Hungryman Smokin' Backyard Barbecue meal is a quick, convenient meal for a hearty appetite. It has classic, home-style flavor with savory mashed potatoes, sweet corn, tender chicken and pork, and a rich chocolate brownie. Here's the absurdly long list of ingredients. That says processed food at its finest. Their serving size is the whole meal, which has 710 calories, 27 grams of total fat, 6 grams of saturated fat, no trans fat, 80 milligrams of cholesterol, 1,530 milligrams of sodium, 96 grams of carbohydrates, 7 grams of fiber, 56 grams of sugars, and 34 grams of protein. Well, it might taste like crap, but at least it's healthy.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
You can cook the Hungryman Smokin' Backyard Barbecue meal in the microwave or the oven. And because you, the people, always ask me to cook these frozen meals in the microwave and the oven, and the fact that I'm a big spender, I'm going to do one meal each way. For you, the people, so you don't have to. Here's our first meal right out of the freezer and right out of the box. And this one's being cooked in the microwave, so we're supposed to remove the film over the brownie, and then cut some slits over the meat, and then microwave on high for 4.5 minutes. And then after 4.5 minutes, we're supposed to remove the brownie, mix up the mashed potatoes, and flip over the meat patties. And then microwave for an additional 2.5 to 3 minutes. After heating for a total of 6.5 minutes, we added the brownie back and removed the film. It doesn't necessarily have to be in that order. You can remove the film and then add the brownie if you like. You, the people, always suggest that I add salt, pepper, and butter to the vegetables and potatoes. So that's what I'm going to do. For you, the people. After adding the salt, pepper, and butter, we gave the potatoes a stir and then the corn. And then it was time to fill my pie hole with this processed goodness. Well, it was definitely processed, but it certainly wasn't goodness. The mashed potatoes, even with salt, pepper, and butter, were pasty and flavorless. If you've ever given your dog peanut butter and watched them try to get it off of their tongue and the roof of their mouth, that was me with these mashed potatoes. Then we tried a spoonful of the corn, and the corn was okay. It wasn't great. I've had much better in other frozen meals. There was really no sweetness to the corn, and it didn't really taste fresh. Then we flipped over the chicken patty and the pork patty, both of which looked pathetic. So far, it doesn't taste or seem like Hungryman's changed anything in this meal in 7 years. So we cut off a piece of the foreign meat slurry concocted rib patty and shoved it into the old pie hole. And before I could squeeze it down my gullet, I did something that Stormy Daniels never does, and I spit it out. It literally tasted like I was chewing on a piece of soggy cardboard. It didn't even taste or feel like food. So then we cut off a piece of the chicken and spooned it into the old pie hole and very reluctantly swallowed. Fortunately, the chicken had some texture to it. Unfortunately, the texture was like rubber. And again, no flavor. And usually I like the desserts and frozen dinners, but for some reason, the brownie tasted just like plastic. Now here's our second meal after we removed the film from over the brownie and baked in a 375-degree oven for 45 minutes. And then once again, we added the salt, pepper, and butter to the corn and the mashed potatoes, and then gave them both a good mix. And this time, with hopes of a better experience, we tried the corn first. And unfortunately, the oven-baked corn tasted no different than the microwave corn. Unfortunately, the story was no different with the mashed potatoes. They were just as bad cooked in the oven as they were in the microwave. So we flipped over the pork riblets and the chicken just to get sauced. That's funny, because this meal is so bad, you gotta get sauced to try it. Now it was time to try the atrocity foreign meat slurry concoction, pork riblets. So into the old pie hole and down the gullet it went. And yes, I decided to man up and swallow the pork. And it was just as unpleasant and flavorless as the microwave version. Next, a piece of the oven-baked barbecue chicken. And once again, it tasted like you were eating a rubber, flavorless chicken. And if you remember, I like to try one bite of everything on the spoon on each meal. But these meals were so bad, I decided to forego the final all-in-one bite. And I almost forgot to try a piece of the baked brownie, which would not have made a difference because it was just as bad as the microwave version. The Hungryman Smokin Backyard Barbecue meals are so bad, I can't even rate them. And I would highly encourage you, the people, to do something that I can't do and run as fast as you can away from these meals if you see them in the frozen food aisle. These Hungryman Smokin Backyard Barbecue dinners are probably some of the worst frozen meals I've ever had. I know the old saying, there's different strokes for different folks, but I'm seriously hard-pressed to understand how anyone would enjoy these. But evidently, people must like them and buy them, or they wouldn't be around for so long. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.